Tonight's episode of Friday Night SmackDown was nothing short of electric. From the moment the show kicked off, it was clear we were in for something special. The energy was high, the crowd was buzzing, and the action in the ring delivered on every level. One match, in particular, stole the show: Carmelo Hayes vs. Andrade, but that was just the tip of the iceberg. From shocking attacks to surprise appearances and high-profile face-offs, July 19, 2024, will go down as one of the most memorable nights in SmackDown history. Carmelo Hayes and Andrade set the bar impossibly high with their one-on-one encounter. It wasn't just a match, it was a war between two ring generals. Both superstars put their full arsenal on display, combining speed, agility, power, and pure charisma. The chemistry between them was undeniable, with every reversal, counter, and pin attempt adding more fuel to the fire. Andrade showcased his signature finesse with a back elbow that nearly decapitated Hayes, but the former NXT champion answered with a mid-air codebreaker that sent shockwaves through the arena. The reverse leg drop from Hayes in the opening minutes stunned everyone watching. Andrade answered back with a moonsault to the outside that had the crowd on their feet. Every move, every moment, told a story of two hungry athletes trying to outshine the other, and it was a story that fans won't forget anytime soon. But that wasn't the only highlight of the night. Cody Rhodes made his presence felt with a vengeance. The American Nightmare marched down to the ring with a purpose and immediately brought the fight to A-Town Down Under. Rhodes looked like a man possessed as he dismantled Austin Theory and Grayson Waller with cold-blooded precision. The crowd erupted as he delivered a crossroads to Theory on the announce table and followed it up with a steel chair assault that sent a clear message. However, just as it looked like Cody was about to stand tall, the arena lights flickered, and the Bloodline made their move. Roman Reigns' music hit, and out came Solo Sikoa with Tama Tonga and Tanga Loa flanking him. Rhodes tried to fight back, but the numbers game caught up to him. A brutal beatdown ensued as the Bloodline left Cody laid out in the center of the ring. It was a clear warning: anyone stepping up to the Bloodline is going to pay the price. Elsewhere in the arena, the camera panned to none other than Terence Crawford, the pound-for-pound boxing king, sitting ringside. His appearance drew a massive ovation from the crowd. The commentary team didn't waste a second acknowledging the presence of the undefeated boxing champion, and it wasn't long before wrestlers started acknowledging him too. A backstage segment later in the show teased a potential crossover moment, with Montez Ford giving Crawford a fist bump and joking about tag teaming one day. The tension continued to build throughout the night, reaching a boiling point with the long-anticipated face-off between LA Knight and Logan Paul. The two megastars finally came face-to-face in the ring, and the verbal fireworks did not disappoint. Knight lit up the mic, calling Logan Paul a talk show influencer pretending to be a fighter, while Logan fired back with some sharp insults of his own, calling Knight irrelevant and desperate for a viral moment. The crowd ate it up, chanting, "Yeah," every time Knight spoke and booing Logan out of the building. Their war of words escalated when Logan tried to cheap shot Knight with a punch, but Knight ducked and landed a massive BFT that sent Paul rolling out of the ring. The crowd absolutely lost it. Logan grabbed his United States Championship and scurried up the ramp, while Knight stood tall, motioning for the title around his waist. In between the chaos, there was also an emotional backstage promo from Kevin Owens, who promised to exact revenge on the Judgment Day after their attack last week. Owens was visibly fired up, his voice cracking as he vowed to make every last one of them regret ever touching Sami. Expect fireworks when Kofi finally gets his hands on Finn Balor and Damian Priest. The women's division also had its moment to shine. Bayley defended her WWE Women's Championship in a surprise open challenge. The challenger, none other than Roxanne Perez, fresh off an incredible run in NXT. The match was fast-paced and physical, with Perez showing she belonged on the main roster. Although Bayley ultimately retained after some crafty ring awareness and a missed top rope attempt from Roxanne, it was clear the future is bright for the young star. Meanwhile, tensions continued to boil in the tag team division. The Street Profits confronted Pretty Deadly backstage and issued a challenge for next week. The backstage segment ended with a shoving match that had to be broken up by referees and producers. That one's going to explode sooner rather than later. Back in the ring, Sheamus returned to action for the first time in weeks and got a hero's welcome from the crowd. The Celtic Warrior went one-on-one with Karrion Kross in a brutal brawl that felt more like a bar fight than a wrestling match. Kross looked dominant early, but Sheamus' resilience shone through, and he sealed the win with a devastating brogue kick. After the match, Sheamus grabbed the mic and made it clear, he's coming for championship gold once again. A backstage segment teased more tension within Damage Control, with Iyo Sky visibly frustrated over Bayley hogging the spotlight. The cracks are starting to show, and it feels like a betrayal might just be around the corner. Another surprise came when Santos Escobar returned from injury and attacked Dominic Mysterio after his match with Dragon Lee. Escobar looked in peak condition, and the crowd was firmly behind him. Looks like we've got another heated rivalry on our hands in the mid-card scene. Even the commentary team was on point tonight. Corey Graves and Wade Barrett brought their A-game, adding drama, humor, and insight to every match. Barrett calling Logan Paul a walking YouTube ad with fists had fans chuckling online, while Graves comparing Carmelo Hayes to a young Shawn Michaels with a twist of AJ Styles had social media buzzing. All in all, SmackDown tonight was everything fans could have hoped for and more. From thrilling matches to wild brawls, dramatic promos, and surprise appearances, it had all the ingredients of a classic. The road to SummerSlam is heating up, and if tonight was any indication, we're in for an unforgettable season of WWE.